We all have those players that we absolutely love in every draft class. We call them my guys. And there are a few guys in this draft class that I am a lot higher on than consensus. Coincidentally enough, a couple of them are from the safety group. One of my favorite players in the entire draft class is Maryland safety Beau Brade. This is a guy who I think has all the tools that could make him a star at the next level, but he isn't necessarily getting the love he deserves. How high should he be taken? That is what we will be talking about in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys would like to see me talk about in a future video. This weekend, we are going to be talking about some of the top safeties in the class, so stay tuned as I reveal my top 10, and we will be doing my top 10 safeties video on Sunday. But without further ado, let's take a closer look at Beau Brade. Brade has been incredibly productive for the Terps over the last couple of seasons. In 2022, he finished with 85 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass deflections on the year. He showcased a lot of abilities, and he continued the production into the 2023 season, where he finished with 75 total tackles, a forced fumble, an interception, and 6 pass deflections on the year. There is a lot to love, and he performed well in Mobile at the Senior Bowl as well. He is a player who I don't think is getting the love that he deserves, and he's been very good for the last few seasons. Brade has ideal size at the safety position, due to his height, weight, and length combination. He is 5'11", 208 pounds, and I love his size at the position. He has really big hands, and he has good length to offer, which is something that I love. Brade is a very smart football player. That was the thing that stuck out to me the most when watching his tape. He was very smart, and he seemed to read plays extremely well. He did a very good job at dissecting plays underneath and coming down to make a tackle. He has great instincts, and I love that about his game. He also uses these instincts in his run defense, and he did a great job at coming down and crashing against the run. He is very advanced and has a very high football IQ. I also think his ball skills are very solid. Maybe they won't show up on the stat sheet, but he seemed to have really good closing speed and seemed to always find himself in the right place at the right time. He also is physical and can match up with players in man-to-man, and he has a really solid initial punch. That's another thing that a lot of people really love about Brade. He has a lot of versatility that he can offer in that defensive backfield. Maryland lined him up in the box, in the slot, and they had him lined up as a safety as well. He can line up virtually anywhere on the defensive side of the football, and I really love that about his game. Brade is not a perfect prospect by any means. There is a lot that I like about him, but there are a couple of areas of his that I do slightly worry about. For one, it is his tackling abilities. He was not a super strong tackler, and it showed up at times. His play strength is not ideal, and he struggles to wrap up in the open field and can struggle to disengage with blockers when coming down to crash the run. The issue with him bringing tackles down is not so much a lack of strength. While there are plays where he just flat out misses it and players can just power through, I think a lot of why he misses some tackles in the open field is due to taking poor angles. If he can learn how to tighten up on his angles a little bit, I think it would help his tackling ability tremendous. I think he could be a really solid player. While his closing speed is really good, and he does an awesome job at closing the gap and making a play on the football, there are some concerns with his long speed. There were times when he appeared a bit slow on the field, and he got beat over the top. Unfortunately, we didn't really see him test at the combine, but his long speed is something that does concern me, and I would like to see what that number really is. Brade has high football IQ. When you mix that with his size, his ability as a run defender, and his ball skills, it makes him one of the most intriguing players in the entire draft. He is my number 5 safety in the class. Speed is important, and I wish he was a bit faster, but I still think he has a lot of tools, and I still think he's got a lot of upside. He he is my number 59 overall player in the class. Braid is a very versatile defender. He can play virtually anywhere on the defensive side of the football, but I would like to see him in a scheme that runs a lot of zone coverage. He does a great job at dissecting the play, reading the quarterback's eyes, and I think if he was in a zone, he could close quickly and he wouldn't have to defend as much over the top. I think in a heavy zone scheme is where Beau Brade could be at his best. My player comparison for Braid is Miami Dolphins safety Jevon Holland. Neither of them have the greatest long speed in the world, but they have very similar size mixed with really good football IQ. Holland had very similar concerns as Braid, with his play strength, inconsistencies in tackling, and his long speed. But since coming to the NFL, Holland has been one of the better safeties that we have in the league. I think Braid can develop to be a very similar type of player to Jevon Holland. Beau Brade has high football IQ. He is versatile, has good size, and great ball skills. There's a lot to really love with Braid, and I'm not really sure why he isn't higher on the big boards. Ultimately, I believe that Beau Brade will be a top 100 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.